You could think about big famous, they always talk about West. West always has,
The
for
best.
centuries, they carry the title.
In the West, you can say the different way of growing there has a lot to do with the climate. You see that the ocean water is getting pushed through the rocks. It's a kind of cleaning system. And
Breaking news. This is a tremendous story being told in our country, and all people do not have the same attitude and the meaning of this and how it's going to work. But the government have been really spread out the news about how this brand news has to be done in consideration. So this is the 10 things to know after Rwanda gives the green light for the medical marijuana. In other words, the cannabis or guns. New Ministerial Order governing cannabis and its produce in Rwanda was gazetted on Monday, June 28th, creating a framework for the growth, processing, and medical use of cannabis in the country. Marijuana, or weed, as it's popularly known in multiple billionaire dollars industry, believed to be among the more and most valuable cash growth from economic value perspective. Below we name the top 10 highlights in the Ministerial Order, including requirement for the sector or stakeholders who are believing to start do the business. Number 1, licensing for operation. Individuals or farmers interested in any of processation relating to cultivation or distribute and use of cannabis will be required to apply and receive prerequisite license by the competent authorities, and must only undertake an operation at the place of the business of those establishments or at such other places as may be approved by the competent authority. According to the law, eligible person for cultivative or activity related to the cannabis provided by the order are an investor or any person who committed to performing an activity of cultivating, processing, importation, exportation, and use of cannabis, and together with its production for the medical or research purpose. Number 2, notify recreational purposes. The new order does not in any way have provision for cultivation or processing or use of cannabis for recreational purposes in the country. Persons found to use or cultivate or sell marijuana outside the set order will be considered to be handing in narcotics, which is punishable by the law. 3rd, medical use only. The new Ministerial Order had provisions for medical use of cannabis and cannabis products in the country, but noticed that it can only be made on the condition that they are prescribed by the specialist medical doctor. For this purpose, the order specified that a specialist medical doctor is the one whom the Minister of Health has given in writing the authority to prescribe cannabis and cannabis products for use by the patients. Number 4, types of license. According to the Ministerial Order, the cannabis value chain will be specifically without specific rules with that to 8 licenses and permit required. Type of license and the certificate. Type of licenses and the certification include cultivating license, import permit for seeds, generating materials and other planting material, export permit for seeds, genetic materials and other planting materials. Other licenses and products include cannabis and cannabis product processing license, cannabis and cannabis products import permit, cannabis and cannabis product export permit. Other certification and permits are the finished cannabis and cannabis products registration certificate and research license. The license provided will have a validity of period of renewable 5 years for renewal. Number 5. Security checklist. According to the new order, operation of activity related to cannabis and cannabis products will be required to provide a security plan to the Rwanda National Police for approval. They say security plan will go to upload the operation of activity related to cannabis and cannabis products will take appreciable measure and pull out the security installation. Among the elements of a security plan include having double red line fencing, ensuring patrol control in between the two rails of fence, having licensed private security service company that must be ensuring outside 24 hours per day, 7 days a week. Make sure there is nothing outside to come and talk start the business or use the business in every way. The facility will also be expected to have a security lighting, video surveillance cameras, watchtowers, installation, dedication system, and communication control room. The facility will also be expected to have a security lights, video surveillance and cameras, watchtower, installation and dedication system, and the communication control room. The farmer will also be required to prove that staff or any other person authorized to enter the facility with personnel protective equipment without pockets that are kept in the area. Number 6. Security of cannabis farm. The security of cannabis plantation and the processing facility of cannabis products is provided in a coordinated framework with 3 layers, namely the inner, middle, and outer layer. Inner layer security is responsibility for the license, and the license privately security service provides he or she employee. The middle lawyer and outer lawyer security is the responsibility of the Rwanda National Police. The key security stakeholder include operation of activity related to cannabis and cannabis products, private security service company, the Rwanda National Police, and the Rwanda Defense Force, a public institution in charge of issuing licenses, and decentralized administration entity and ensure that security requirements are respected. Number 7. Suspension of license. If and when the license holder is found to be non-compliant with the provisions stipulated in the order, administrative fines, operation of activity related to cannabis and the cannabis products who are found in violation of the license condition could also be subject to fine imposed by the authority of not less than 1 million Rwandan money or not more than 50 million Rwandan money that will be deposited on the account of competitive authority. In the case of repetition offenses, the administrative fine could be doubled. Number 9. Transparency on the reporting. Farmers and individuals of activity related to cannabis and the cannabis products will also be expected to document their entire supply and value chain processes of cannabis and the cannabis products, and make them available to authorities when required. The license will also be required to report the competitive authority in accordance with the requirement to set up. Number 10. Transport. Transportation of cannabis products will also be done by the operator of activity related to cannabis and the cannabis products, or licensed transportation companies authorized by the Rwanda National Police. The product will be required to be transported in a manner ensuring that quality is maintained and it is transferable by the cargo tracking system throughout the transportation.
Okay,
Yes.
so
6 years you grow and
6
1
years.
rest.
the lamb's bread, huh?
Yeah.
From you have any idea where those seeds original came from?
Came from like Westmoreland, people in
Westmoreland.
They were the first people.
Okay, in what year? Which years?
In 1980s.
In the 1980s already?
Yes. We also try to build seed bank by getting these seeds
Yes,
and incorporating them with our seeds
Yes.
and bringing different varieties.
yes.
So sometimes you look, we have 10 different varieties
Yes.
of ganja in one field.
So what's the benefit for you to have 10 different varieties, medicinal?
Because originally ganja is a plant that for 12 months it bear 12 different crops.
Yes.
So that means if you have 12 different crops, you have 12 different type of ganja, 12 different taste, 12 different vibration. 12
Yes. How many seeds you take off of this field? Few buckets?
Yeah, right now he has about 4 buckets.
4 buckets?
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of
Yes.
seeds.
And still planting other places why we don't keep one field. Because
You have different seed bank fields?
yeah, different fields, different
Yes.
places. This was the first place in Jamaica and the only place people had ganja like all along where they could come and get ganja. All the ganja came from this part of the mountains.
What is very interesting to see in Jamaica is that there is no real division or real separation between the use of cannabis and religion. And it's the only country in the world where most of the population agrees on the use of cannabis as a sacrament, as a religious help, as a way to communicate with the spirits, with God, with Jah, and as a way to meditate and as a way to feel one with the planet, one love, as Bob Marley used to say.
And how's the government here in Jamaica with the plants?
They want to kill it and them want to have it. For them have their own private plantation.
That they all smoke?
Of course, but in private.
Yeah.
And play hypocrites. The parsons in Jamaica smoke. The preacher, the police, the judge, all of them smoke. Can you fathom how much ganja a Jamaican smoke per day?
That's a good question.
You know, I would like a survey to run.
I would say
for
10
the
grams.
Average. 10 grams?
No ways, man. People are
Oh
doing
my
3
man.
grams.
Hey,
running
you are
spliffs,
disrespecting
man,
a
like-
Jamaican
And then
smoker.
they're putting a gram of like...
You guys smoke an ounce
so
per person
how
per
many
day,
you-
minimum.
how many you
Hounds?
smoke?
Minimum.
Hounds?
Minimum.
No, more.
Look at this man. You see when I have all a bag like this.
That's your morning stash.
My morning stuff. It's a daily food, man. Right through the day, we have it like this. Only when we eating and sleeping, you don't see what we
Respect.
This
ganja.
is your morning stash.
My morning stuff.
Respect.
You know, see it?
It would be nice if the government comes up with some kind of solution for these little farmers and maybe make a cooperative of those little farmers and they can sell them from cooperative shops in little villages where they can create backpackers hotels like they do in Thailand and other places in Asia. I think they should do that in the Caribbean, in St. Vincent. They should do that in Jamaica. You protect your own local farmer. You give them a share of the cooperative through a shop in a little village. So they all have these kind of micro credits that they are living on. And it would be very, very easy for a big part of the world to organize this. and get their green tourism going.
So this is pura vida.
Pura vida.
For me, Jamaica was one of the highlights of my strain hunter trips. You heard a lot of different stories, of course, about Jamaica. Well, every country has its social problems, but fortunately for Jamaica, there are a lot of good things. There's a very friendly environment. If you go into the mountains, you meet very friendly people. You find a lot of good different phenotypes of cannabis plants all around the island.
Wow.
So I would really encourage everybody to go and take a holiday on Jamaica, and don't go to the big resorts.